The international break is here, but we're going to be talking about Yanis Haji and his box office return to Rangers and a few comments to dive into from last night. Anyway, welcome back to the channel. Why is this international break here? Honestly, I don't think you'll find one. I mean, the internationals are normally depressing as they are, but I think we've got what, Croatia and Portugal again. Is that it? I can't even remember who the other team is. Poland. I don't think we've got Poland. I think it is just Croatia and Portugal. I actually just couldn't care less right now. I couldn't. We can't buy a win with Steve Clark, and I don't know. It feels like the life has been sapped out of it. Anyway, like his whiskey bottle. Let's move on to Yanis Haji because of course he returned to the Rangers fold yesterday. It was great seeing him. He was on 10, 12 minutes before he made his impact, and he got an assist. He should have had another assist as well, but poor finishing jobbed him out. But that is the difference maker for me, and I said it during the game. It's like Yanis Haji is running around with number 30 on his back when you've got Diddy men like Oscar Cortez running around with number 7. Oscar Cortez just seems like the most Rangers signing ever in 2024. A guy that's injury prone. We kind of knew he was injury prone. We took him up on another year. There's a reason why Lens went rid of this guy, right? And I don't even think it's not necessarily because he's not good enough. I think he's alright. But reality is, the guy is injury prone. And it looks like he can give you a game, maybe 2 games, and then he'll miss 2 months. And we have had too many of those players over the years, and for whatever reason, we just seem to keep them around. Mainly because, it's hard to get rid of players that are injury prone, but you know what you do when you can't get rid of players that are injury prone? You don't bring in even more that are injury prone. But sadly, for whatever reason, it appears that is what we've done. So for me, Yanis Haji did enough in his 30-minute cameo. I believe he only lasted 30 minutes before he got sent off. For me, he did enough in his 30-minute cameo to earn a starting spot for when he comes back in. Obviously, though, he is going to be suspended now for a few games. I mean, as for the red card, right, I've had some fuds out there saying that, so it's the St Johnstone player. I never once said it was the St Johnstone player's fault, right? But see, when you aren't wearing shin guards correctly, you're putting yourself at more risk. End of the day, Yanis Haji's caught him. And I think it's just down to fatigue, not fatigue, but I think it's down to rustiness, and he's not exactly completely up to speed because he's been at the team so long. And he's caught him. I've got no real complaints about the red. It's an unlucky one for Haji. With VAR, it's always going to be given as a red. Prior to VAR, I think a yellow might have been fair, but then you look on it and the replay you could have given him a red there. I mean, it wasn't a fast tackle. He kind of just stuck a leg out and brazed him. It's not much to it. I mean, obviously, there's not going to be an appeal. There's not going to be an overturning of the decision for anything in that matter. Not a chance. It was clumsy, but it was not malicious, as Philip Clement said. But as he went off the pitch, Clement kind of embraced Haji. I just really hope that is... I just really hope that this isn't like Haji's fucking, career out the window again. I don't think it will be. But I've got a few other comments to go through here. Alex Glover says, or Gover, sorry, Stevie, I know it's frustrating, but why you're so negative? It's 3 points and 2 great goals. Finny man, that lot across the road scraped a lucky result against Ross County. Well, I'll let you in a few secrets here. Aye, that lot across the road, they did scrape a result against Ross County. But you know what? They're sitting top of the league. They're sitting 5 points clear of us. Now, they are joint on points with Aberdeen, which everyone will know at this stage. But you know what? See, when you scrape wins, getting results when you're top of the league, no one cares. See us, we're a year into Philip Clement's reign, and I'm seeing nothing. I'm happy that we won. I'm happy that the past month we've won every game in the league and we haven't conceded a goal, and the same with the cup, right? I'm buzzing about that. To me, that's positive. But there's positives to take from not being conceding goals. But see, going forward, I think we're so lacklustre, man. We are just we lack in the forward areas. We really, really do. Um, Blue Horizon says, good take on the game, bro. Well done you for telling the truth. So he knows what it's all about. He's also said that Clement is a dud. This board are shit. All need to be ousted. Um, just I don't actually get why it's so bad though. It's like the tempo's non-existent, and it's been that way for a few years. Bale and Gio sapped the life out of this team. If you remember, when Bale came in, oh, I've got to get us back up to those Gerrard fitness levels. He tried it, and then that's what sparked a lot of injuries, and he's obviously went since then, and Clement's come in, but we don't really have pace down the wings, and what you're beginning to see is that Berdrami's playing on the wings. I mean, Haji can play on the wings. You've got these midfielders that can play, and that's just going to automatically slow the team down. So for me, I would avoid playing, central midfielders on the wings. But I mean, Haji did more in that game than Kieran Dye's done in the Rangers' career, which is quite funny. Blue Horizon says, our tempo, good grief, walking pace. What was with Clement playing Haji so deep after he set up the second goal? What was with the sideways and backwards passing all bloody game? I was even put off of Owen's site for stating that the red card was 100% correct. That lad Owen said it was never a red card. That was 100% a red card all day. It's the intent. It's the actual bad studs up tackle that wants a red card. Nothing else. Yeah, is Owen Glasgow Rangers Nation? I can't necessarily remember everyone's name, but yo, you can absolutely see why it's a red. You can't really have too much complaints with it. If that was a St Johnstone player, we'd want him to see red. We seen like a month ago the Dundee United game. I can't remember who it was, but he tackled. Was it Casemiro he tackled? No, it wasn't Casemiro. Who was it? Anyway, I can't remember who he tackled, but he tackled one of our players, and I said it wasn't a red. I thought it was a yellow was fair enough because it wasn't even high, and a lot of our fans were geeking about it. Oh, he should have been sent off. He should have been sent off. No, how can you think the Dundee United one should have been a red, but this wasn't? I mean, we're talking like shin, knee level high here for Haji. It's unlucky, and as I said, with it far, it wouldn't have been given. But they have far now, and with far, it's going to be a red every day of the week. So that's what it is. I talked about, yeah, I mean, I mentioned the Malmo game and the Ross County games was the only two games that, like, I've been like, fair enough. Yo, I get it. Malmo were awful, right? But see, when you go away in Europe and you win and keep a clean sheet, it doesn't really matter. Honestly, I feel like Europe's held in a higher regard. Fact is, we went away in Europe and won and kept a clean sheet. So for me, I'm going to keep that in a positive regard. As for the Ross County game, yeah, you know what? Ross County are mints, but we beat them 6-0. There's not going to be many negatives to be found, but that's what I'm saying. Out of the two games out of 17 we've played so far this season, including pre-season friendlies, only 2 out of 17 games I've really got no complaints about. Obviously with the Malmo game, we could have scored about 6, right? So there's a minor complaint, but I'm just seeing it being very, very negative, man. No idea. And, this is just like the Hibs game. Really poor. The Leon game. I mean, honestly, I'd say the Leon game, out the past 3 matches at Ibrox, was the best one. Which maybe be sorry to say because we lost 4-1, but, you're against higher opposition and just the same frailties. I mean, it's just Hibs and St Johnstone can't punish you in the same way that Leon can. At least against Leon, like, was some decent attacking football going forward. Yeah, like the finishing was awful. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying, but at least against Leon, like there was like decent attacking football. I just watched it against Hibs and St Johnstone and think we are going to struggle. And up next, obviously in the league, you've got Celtic against Aberdeen. Someone's run will come to an end. But what about us? I mean, I can't actually remember who we've got next in the league. I know we've got St Mirren up next. Not up next, but I know we've got St Mirren up soon. I'll have a wee. Actually, I think our next game might be against Kelly. Yeah, so our next 4 games, right, is away to Kelly, which, Kelly have been pretty poor this season, but They turned it around against Dundee and won. And I mean, they will not be fearing us, put it that way. Us against Stade Bucharest at home, and you know, it's Ibrox, the European night. I just expect us to do something there. Then we've got the St Mirren game, of course, on a Sunday. And then we've got away to Pittodrie. And I tell you what, right? I mean, I know we're all expecting Celtic to walk the park with Aberdeen. But if Aberdeen beat Celtic, right? And you could easily see us dropping points against Kelly, we could be looking at a situation where, even if they don't beat Celtic, you could be looking at a situation where if we lose at Pittodrie, we could be going like 6, 9, potentially 10 points behind Aberdeen, something crazy like that. I mean, better. I don't think we'll lose against St Mirren or anything, but and it's like, at what stage is this acceptable to be this many points behind Aberdeen Football Club? That's questions like that have got to be asked. Anyway, we've spent a lot of time talking this morning. Leave your thoughts down below. Yanis Haji's back, and yeah, I think there's no real need to be overly positive about yesterday, because for me, we're a year into Philip Clement's reign. There's no style of play, and I mean, for everyone out there that's still backing Clement, right? Where's he going to whip a style play out from? He's been in the job a year. He's had 2 transfer windows. He won't see 2025. And if he does see 2025, he'll be away on the 3rd of January. And on that note, peace.